Do it.
Whatever.
Tell them.
Tell them what?
Everybody poops. Everybody screws.
Everybody poops. Well, most people screw. Some people want to be by themselves.
Priests.
Some people.
The asexual.
Some people just want to put on their seal with a little chopstick.
The dead. Although not all the dead, because sometimes people make that decision for
They
the
need
dead.
chopstick too. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe not on their lips.
Welcome back for another episode of Relation Chat, our weekly after show for our podcast Relationship. We are your hosts, the Critellis. I'm Marco.
And I'm Tony.
Yay, another Wednesday.
Woohoo!
It's so exciting. We're so glad to be back, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, bitches.
Got into the wine. And it's a good time to be alive.
Always.
I'm so glad that you decided to use a different cup this go around.
I'm an adult now.
Yeah, last week you were using a sippy cup and it was a little weird.
I took the top off. There was no sippy on the sippy cup.
I took the top off the way back.
No.
Hey,
No.
I love
No.
So we're so excited. This week's episode was really interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to argue properly.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all take some lessons off of this here topic.
You
right?
could take several.
You tried it. So this week we read a really interesting article by Inc.com, and it's 4 ways great leaders handle arguments. So as we said on the episode, that this was a really interesting one for us because it was coming from the business perspective, which I thought was very interesting. But the writer, his name is AJ, and I'm not going to butcher his last name because it's just not very fair, but he pointed out like numerous, I think, what was it, like 4 topics together or 4 points. My favorite, the one that I think that I took the best and I thought like is something that I definitely want to make sure that I try to implement in my day-to-day life was number 2, which was take the blame and apologize. Not because I think I have a hard time apologizing for it, but it's so easy because in this article, he says that it's amazing what you'll get accomplished or how you'll disarm somebody if you take the blame for it. Because if you take the blame for it, they have nothing else to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm. So often when you call like customer service or whatever, and all you want to hear is like, "You're right, we messed up.
We're so sorry." It's just crazy. So I thought that was like really amazing because again, that disarming factor, like the ability to just be like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I did X, Y, and Z. You're not wrong. And leave it at that. I just thought was really, really fun.
Mm-hmm. I liked the ask questions one. So, you know, as I said in the episode, I believe in like seeking to understand the other person first. Like I think that's, well, I strive to do that. I think that it's really important to, you know, so often we're just waiting for our turn to speak and to make our point and to argue better, right? And sometimes if you just listen and try to understand what the other person is saying instead of getting defensive, it can lead to some really great outcomes. You know, not to sound snooty, but the best debater in history, Socrates, didn't debate anything. He just asked questions. And I think that method could be applied today.
You guys went to school together, right? Is that what happened?
I'm going to give you to drink what he drank.
Wine, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Cheers.
it's how he died.
Either way it goes. No, I thought that this was really great. And again, I liked the perspective, even though we talked about it from like a business standpoint. I thought it was just like super interesting because it gives you an opportunity to like step back just a teeny bit and say like, here's like 4 super easy things. Like, because you gotta think about it, like relationships are a teeny bit like business.
They definitely are.
And so if you are able to handle it in that way, then I think that you're in good shape. It was really cool. So I really enjoyed it. I can't wait. I'm assuming you all listened to it already. So we can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it. Definitely let us know because we're interested. Yeah.
Again with that.
I love it. So what do you say we get into our listener situations for the week?
Let's do this.
I love it. So this is the second one, of course. If you guys listened to the first one, it was a very, very fun one that I liked in reading. But let's talk about this one here.
So, hi guys. My girlfriend and I have been dating for about 8 months and having sex for 5. She's a great partner. Funny, smart, professional, driven, kind, affectionate. She's everything that I have ever wanted in a relationship, except for the sex. It's boring. There's no chemistry. I'm a very vocal person in the bedroom or whatever room I end up doing it in. She won't do it anywhere else. Another negative. I'm vocal, she's silent. I let her know what I want during, and she can't even fill out a scorecard after. I love it. It's so frustrating. I've tried talking with her about this, but she doesn't seem comfortable with having this discussion. What can I do? I really like her, but I can't be in a relationship where the sex is bad. No, you can't. And you can say that. And you can say that right up front because you said you've tried talking to her about it and it hasn't worked. I think if she understands the importance of it to you, not as an attack, but as just a frank conversation. I want to talk to you about this because it's important to me, it's bothering me, and it's getting to the point where it makes me feel like this relationship might not work for me. And you start from there, right? Friendly, frank, but firm.
I don't know. I see a completely different approach with it. Because, I mean, look, the first thing is, like, what you may deem boring may be the most that she knows. Who knows you guys' experience levels or anything of that sort. So you can't necessarily blame her for only knowing what she knows. And you know, so, I mean, you might be trying to pull out what, you know, varsity moves, and she's still, like, you know, benched right now and, like, doesn't really know those things. So it's not really fair to go that extreme. But what I would challenge you to do is make sex fun. Do certain things. There's all these like crazy books out there that's like 365 positions for 365 days. Like, grab one of those and say, like, I would really love to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I would love to do this with you. Let's challenge ourselves to, you know, try this a couple of times a week or anything of the sort. I would even venture to do something fun, like ask her, you know, look, what's the wildest thing that you want to do? Or like, if you have like a sexual fantasy, what can I do to help you fulfill it? Like, what can I do to like help you do that and get her out of her shell? Because you might be surprised at what she comes up with and what might be fun for you, but she just doesn't know that she has the permission to do and or say any of those things. So I don't know that I would go so extreme because, again, sex might be great for her and it's just beige for you, and that's understandable. But at the same time, I think it's really, really important to not like count her out yet. Like, try something fun and then see what happens after that. Try it. Give her, like, get her in the driver's seat and see what she comes up with. See where she takes you guys.
I like the permission piece.
I think it would be great, right? So that's going to do it for this week's episode, you guys. Thank you again so much for joining us. We're so excited. Make sure you listen to this week's episode of Relationship, which is Fighter. It's a really, really great episode, and we're super excited about it. In addition to that, make sure you follow us on social media. We are at Pod Relationship, and that's on Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook. And please email us if you have any listener situations that you'd like for us to address here on the podcast or on the IGTV episode. And that is relationshipquestions@gmail.com. We love you all. We thank you. We'll see you next week. Talk to you soon.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye.